17 surprising foods you should keep refrigerated at all times. Welcome back to Best Health, viewers. Nothing is more frustrating than having to throw away perfectly good produce, dairy, or meat, simply because it was stored incorrectly. It is feasible to store nutrients and ensure that meals do not spoil with the use of a refrigerator. Go sour. There are some foods that do not need to be refrigerated, but there are others that do. It is necessary to keep the food refrigerated at all times. This is to guarantee that they survive as long as possible and have the best possible taste. In today's video, we will show you which foods should always be kept refrigerated. Watch till the end for everything from eggs, oranges, tortillas, maple syrup, soy sauce, and more. To learn everything there is to know about them. Tomato ketchup. For as long as there has been tomato ketchup, families have battled over whether it is good or bad. Whether or not the sacred sauce should be kept in the refrigerator or the cabinet is debatable. Fortunately, as with all ketchup-related issues, the wonderful people at a well-known ketchup business came to the rescue. Have the solution. According to them, the natural acidity of tomato ketchup makes it safe to keep in the refrigerator. If you do not want to keep it in the cabinet, put it in the fridge as soon as you open the bottle. Want to retain the highest level of product quality? What are some of your favorite things to eat with tomato ketchup? Are there any odd fries that you think go well with ketchup in addition to standard fries? We would love to hear from you in the comments box below. Eggs are stored on the shelf in the grocery. However, you almost probably have an egg tray in your refrigerator. So, what exactly does that imply? You should definitely store your eggs in the refrigerator. They should be kept at a consistent temperature of less than -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Surprisingly, any unexpected temperature changes that could harm the eggs should also be avoided. To get the finest flavor, take them out of the fridge about 30 minutes before cooking. Butter, without a doubt, the softer the butter, the easier it is to spread. Is that, however, sufficient cause to keep it out of the fridge? It appears that this is not the case. It should be kept in the fridge and nowhere else, since it will go bad in a matter of days if not days. It may still be safe to eat, but it will not taste as wonderful as date butter. So either store your block in the fridge or cut a slice off and only heat it up as much as you need. As needed every day or two. Apples, few things in life compare to the sensation of biting into a crisp apple. So, if you want to keep your Granny Smith, Pink Lady, or Golden Delicious, here's how. The easiest way to maintain them in good shape is to store them in the fridge. When apples are kept in a chilly, dark environment, they retain the most moisture. If you leave them in the bag they came in, they will stay fresher for longer. Came in, as long as there are a few holes in it. Oranges, unlike most other fruits, when you buy oranges, they are usually completely ripe. While this is excellent news if you are seeking to eat some fruit right now, it is not fantastic news if you are looking to eat some citrus later. Your orange's shelf life will suffer as a result. Although they are a well-known source of vitamin C, once ripe, the amount of this crucial vitamin drops dramatically. The chemical begins to degrade. Refrigerating them will slow this process and keep them fresher and more juicy. And for a longer period of time. Green peppers are a delicious way to add color and flavor to any cuisine. Keep these colorful buddies in the fridge to guarantee they do not lose their enchantment. If they came in a plastic bag, keep it because it will aid with moisture regulation levels. As a result, they stay fresh for as long as possible. Peppers, like so many other fruits and vegetables, should be kept in the salad. In the bottom of your refrigerator, there is a drawer. This is because it keeps your greens at the proper moisture level. Due to its low water content, Parmesan cheese can be preserved for a long time if properly stored. Texture and content. The cheese should be kept in a glass or plastic container in the fridge, not the freezer. Keep the flavor going. If not, it will dry up and absorb the odors of other items in the fridge. Cottage, cream, ricotta, and mozzarella are soft cheeses that should be kept in the refrigerator. Fridge. They are so sensitive to heat that if they are left out at room temperature, they will perish. They must be discarded if they have been exposed to temperatures of 40 degrees Fahrenheit or higher for more than 2 hours. Berries must be handled carefully. Refrigerate them in a shallow container to promote air circulation and prevent spoilage, preventing the bottom ones from being crushed. Do not wash them first. To extend the life of your vegetables, store them in a wet part of the fridge, such as the vegetable keeper. The duration of the shelf life. Blueberries will last up to 5 days in these conditions, while blackberries and raspberries will not. Are safe to eat for up to 2 days. Peanut butter should be stored in a dry, cool location away from direct sunlight, heat and bright light, and even further away from appliances, as some of them might generate heat. It is not necessary to keep an unopened jar chilled. However, once you have opened it, store it in the fridge to keep it fresh for up to a week. A period of 9 months. Otherwise, it will only have a 3-month shelf life. Dates, often used in energy balls, this luscious dried fruit is best stored in the refrigerator. In the refrigerator? This is due to the fact that dates are not as dehydrated as other dried fruits such as cranberries. And apricots are among them. They contain a little more moisture and must be stored in a cold location to stay fresh. Their distinct flavor. It is quite safe to eat it at room temperature. However, they only have a 45-day shelf life and will gradually dry out and lose their flavor. A unique flavor. Maple syrup. Make sure there is place in the fridge for that bottle or jug of maple syrup you bought. It has only recently cracked open. It is no longer residing in the kitchen cabinet. If left at room temperature after opening, maple syrup, unlike honey, can produce mold clusters. Because there are no preservatives in pure maple syrup, it is more susceptible to spoilage. Infestation with mold. To extend the life of that jar, seal it and place it in the icebox. Nuts. If stored at room temperature for too long, the unsaturated fats in nuts might go rancid. Temperature. When it goes from crisp and flavorful to mushy and bland, you will know it has gone bad. To being crunchy and smelling like paint. Worse, it will lose all of its health benefits, including the ability to cut harmful cholesterol, reduce bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol. However, if stored in a cool, dry place, it will be nutrient dense and edible for up to 6 months after its best by date. In the refrigerator? Tortillas. Toss those tortillas in the fridge, whether they are made of white or whole wheat flour. Even if it is not due to expire for another week. Why? Because if you store them in a cool environment, they can last up to twice as long. Packaged tortillas will be kept beside other yogurts and packaged cheeses at grocery stores because their shelf life is actually doubled when kept at a cool temperature. If you buy a chilled package, keep it refrigerated at home to avoid unpleasant mold. Your tortillas are not going to construct a house for themselves. Bananas. Keep unripe bananas out of the refrigerator because the cold will spoil them. They are really prevented from ripening. When they are ripe and ready to eat, but you are not, put them in the fridge. To avoid deterioration, keep it in the fridge. You may notice that the peel darkens and perhaps turns black. Do not let this deter you from enjoying the advantages of a ripe banana. They are delicious. When it is ripe, it is the most nutritious. Are you one of those people that eats bananas and then throws away the peel? If that is the case, you should stop right now because there are a variety of things you may do with them. Watch this video titled 13 Surprising Ways to Use to understand what we are talking about. How to use banana peels in everyday life. Returning to items that must be kept chilled at all times. Soy sauce is another condiment that does not have to be kept cold. It will not spoil at room temperature due to its high sodium concentration. However, if you want it to preserve its freshness, you should keep it refrigerated. After a month or two, soy sauce will lose its flavor. By storing it in the refrigerator, you can slow the oxidation process and retain the flavor at its peak. Refrigerator. Cake with frosting. If you have any leftover birthday cake or are baking something for an event, this is a great way to use it up. It is best to keep it in the fridge to avoid it drying out and becoming stale. Refrigerate frosted cakes by wrapping them in plastic wrap and pressing it against the sliced surface area to keep moisture in. Before storing uncut and unfrosted cakes, wrap them carefully with plastic wrap. Though most cakes may keep for a few days on the counter in a cool kitchen, cakes created from scratch will not. After serving, place the dish with whipped cream or fresh fruit in the refrigerator. Avocados. Purchasing avocados can feel like signing up for a babysitting gig at times. Only a small window of time exists when the fruit is just ripe enough without being overripe. Mushy. Place them in the fridge to halt the ripening process and assist alleviate this problem. Fresh avocados will last much longer in the fridge and can be removed when needed. When you are ready to consume them, let them to mature on the counter. A refrigerator can help food stay fresh for longer periods of time, but did you know there are other things you can do with it? Foods that can keep you fresh for an extended period of time? Yes, they can help you look younger by slowing down the aging process. Confused? Find out what you need to know here. Learn about the 9 anti-aging foods you should eat if you are over 40. Or Learn more about 7 common foods that make you look older and aging faster. These 2 movies will undoubtedly assist you in delaying the aging process and living a longer, healthier life. Also, remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. How many of the foods we discussed today are you guilty of storing outside? Is it the refrigerator? Please share your thoughts in the comments box below.